Okay, so in this video, we're gonna talk about a couple of things that I wish I knew before I started my agency. So if you're a beginner out there who's looking to start a social media marketing agency, but you're not exactly sure where to start, or you're kind of scared, or you don't really have a proper strategy, this video is gonna fit you perfectly. But I will also say that if there's an experienced agency owner out there who's watching this video, there are gonna be things in this video that's gonna apply to you as well. And before I start the video, I just wanted to say that this video is actually not scripted. I'm just gonna talk from my heart on this one, and we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't work, we'll go ahead and start scripting the future videos. But please let me know in the comments what you think about this video. So hopefully you click a like on it and subscribe, and maybe even follow my Instagram, as I share results about my agency there every single day. And we also have an exclusive community that's absolutely free, which is a Discord that's linked in the description. So make sure to join the Discord because it's super valuable and everything is free. But let's get into the video. I started my agency back in 2018, but I didn't really take it like super serious before end of 2019. And when I first started, I basically tried everything. I was doing cold calling for the most. And what I did is I went on Google and I searched up things such as gyms in Newcastle or gyms in Los Angeles. And what I would do is I would start cold calling all these gyms, but I didn't have a script. So the first mistake that I made when I first started SMMA was that I was following no strategy at all. I basically just did cold calls without a script in any way. And I was just calling up multiple businesses and blowing it every single time. So if you're gonna do cold calling, you got to make sure that you have a script. It's just super important because nobody knows you, and if you don't seem confident, or you just seem kind of scared, or you're like sluggish with your words, you don't know exactly what to say, it's not gonna work for you. So definitely stick to a script. And the second thing I wish I knew before I started SMMA is that you have to have a website. And this is probably one of the most important parts of this video, because when I started out, I was constantly talking to businesses, and I probably had like tons of business opportunities all over the place, especially when I was doing LinkedIn for outreach. But what ended up happening was that pretty much every single business that I spoke to asked if I had a website, asked if there was other platforms to get to know my business. And when you're one single person and nobody knows you, I think it's just incredibly important that you have a website. And that website doesn't have to be super perfect or anything like that. However, I would recommend you to have a good website. A website is going to give you credibility. I mean, even if you don't even know what you're talking about, just having a website is going to build a ton of trust. So if you're going up against someone who has results, but the only thing they have is a business email, and they don't have their name out there in any way, there's no website or anything, you're most likely going to beat that competitor. And the next thing you should have on your website is a Calendly scheduler, so that your ideal customer can go to your website and actually schedule a call with your agency. So whenever I talk to a potential lead, I'll message them kind of like back and forth. And then once I kind of qualify them and they seem somewhat interested in my offer, I'm going to go ahead and send them a Loom, which is basically like a video of me just quickly going over their website and telling them kind of like where they can improve, and also what I have been doing with my clients in the past. And once they watch that Loom and they're like somewhat interested in my offer, I'm going to direct them to my website. But in most cases, they have already asked for my website before I even try to direct them to the website. So having a website just gives you a lot of credibility. Is credibility a word? My brain is freezing. It is credible. So having a website just builds a ton of trust. And what I would have on that website is a case study and results. So if you don't have any of these, that's totally fine. You could actually go ahead and change the case study to just a video of your business. So if you don't have any result, you obviously cannot do a case study on your website. So what you can do instead is you can just post like a 10-minute video introducing yourself, who you are, what your agency is all about. And that's pretty much it. You'll now have a solid website that's just super trustworthy. The third thing that I really wish I knew before I started SMMA, and this was game changing for me once I figured it out, is that I should stick to a niche. If you've been watching SMMA videos on YouTube, you know that most of these YouTubers out there always teach you to kind of niche down, and that the difference between a 6- and 7-figure SMMA is that you specialize in a niche. So the reason I'm closing a client today is because I'm in a niche. I have some sort of expertise in the e-commerce niche, and because of that, businesses find a lot of trust in me. They know that I know what I'm talking about, and I can just get clients on pretty much autopilot when I have testimonials and proofs inside of that niche. Actually, before we continue the video, let me show you how much the agency made yesterday, just so you know that I'm not just another YouTuber out there who's trying to sell you a course or something with no results. And I'm not trying to sell you a course. I mean, on my channel, there's literally nothing for sale. But let me just show you what the agency did yesterday. Oh, wait, let me show you today and yesterday. So today for the agency, we're at 34.1K, which is roughly like 3.7K or $4,000. And if we look at yesterday, it was a pretty good day. You can see that the agency did 44.1K. I'll have my editor currency convert that to US dollars on screen. Shout out to him. If he wasn't here helping me out with the videos, this channel would be absolutely nothing. I mean, I wouldn't even be here. But that's pretty much $9,000 in just 24 hours. And this week, the agency has done 15 or 16K. And I'm pretty sure I'm on track to do like $80,000 to $90,000 in revenue for my agency just this month. But I'm telling you, there will be no chance of me producing results like this if I was just all over the place. Because when you reach out to a car dealership and then you reach out to an e-commerce store and then you reach out to a restaurant, you're pretty much all over the place and you're just not going to sound serious or confident because you need to speak the language of the business you're talking to. So when I speak with, for example, e-commerce stores, I already speak their language. We talk about certain metrics such as ROAS, the cost per purchase. I mean, all those nerdy metrics, and obviously every business has different metrics because they're most likely all running Facebook ads. But when you can talk the client's language, everything makes more sense and it shows that you're actually experienced in the field. So make sure to pick a niche. The fourth thing that I really wish I knew when I started, and if I knew this, my agency would probably make like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 million a year at this point, is that I should have just made a personal brand from the beginning. Not a personal brand for the sake of selling courses or anything like that. I'm talking about a YouTube channel for my agency. Already from day one, I should have had a YouTube channel where I talk about Facebook ads for chiropractors, or I talk about Facebook ads for e-commerce. When you have a personal brand, you have your name out there, you have a couple of thousand followers, just like I have on my Instagram right now. I have around 2.5K followers, and all of them are actively engaging with my e-commerce content. So when I'm trying to land a client on the e-commerce space, and I have multiple case studies on YouTube, you can see a bunch of videos of me going over the ads manager, showing how I'm making my clients money. Businesses will pretty much be drawn to you. So having a personal brand is just essential if you want to build like a 7-figure agency. But this is not me saying that you must have a personal brand. You can still just do the normal outreach and everything's going to be fine. You can still scale your agency to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. But if you just want to take more of a simple route and actually make more so consistent money every single month, I really would recommend you to go with a personal brand. The fifth thing that I really wish I knew before I started an agency is that I should have charged way more. When I first started out, I actually charged my first client $300 and then I charged my second client $500, working all the way up to $600, $700 to $1,000 to $1.5K, and so goes on. But the thing is, when you only charge $300 a month, you're clearly not sounding serious. So that is the main thing. Nobody's going to take you serious if you charge a business $600 to run their ads. So even if you're a beginner, I would assume that you would have a way higher chance actually succeeding when trying to close a client if you charge them like $3,000 just straight from the beginning. Because $3,000, or let's just put up a higher number, $8,000, that's a statement. Like if you confidently tell a business you charge $8,000 a month and that you recommend signing them on a 3-month retainer, they know that you're serious. It just speaks a lot of confidence, and your agency is most likely pretty good, because most people don't go out there and charge $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 if they're not actually experienced and know what they're talking about. So that is the fifth thing that I really wish I knew before I started an agency. Charge more, because if you charge more, you are more serious as well. And believe it or not, the point that I really started making a ton of money on my agency was when I started 3xing the price. I used to sell my offer for 1.5K, and then I put the price all the way up to $5,000. And believe it or not, after doing that, I got clients that were way easier to deal with. They were way more relaxed, but I also got more clients. I'm not sure like exactly how that happened or how that works, but when you charge more, you just seem more serious. So when I started charging him more, I started making a ton of more money as well. And before I started charging more, I was actually scared. I was always scared I was going to blow the sale because I said some ridiculous amount, but no, it really worked the opposite way. I've been landing more clients ever since I started charging more money. So a good starting point would be probably to charge $2,500, $3,000, or $4,000 just to start with, if not even $5,000. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope that you smash a like on it and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and also if this video helps you out so that you don't make the mistakes that I made when I started my agency. And as I said in the intro, I really recommend you to join the free Discord group that's linked down in the description, because I share my wins there and I give personal advice to pretty much everyone for completely free. And you could also go ahead and follow my Instagram here, as I post updates on my agency pretty much every single day. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you found it valuable, and I'll see you in the next video.